Welcome back. Got lots to talk about this morning. Joining me here is Shawnna Rhine. She's the Community Outreach Coordinator with the Southern 7 Health Department, here to talk about something that a lot of people start to think about this time of year. Maybe we should have already been thinking about it, but I'm talking about flu shots.
Flu shots, yeah. It seems like it comes quicker every year, but only because we're talking about it a lot. And yeah, it is flu shot season. We usually start that about the end of September. We'll start giving our flu shots at the health department this week, so we're encouraging everyone, if you're able to get vaccinated, to do so.
All right, so talk about the people who really should be considering this, the most vulnerable.
Right. Well, the CDC recommends vaccinations for anyone over the ages of 6 months. But really, if you are immunocompromised, if you have underlying health conditions, or if you're susceptible to the flu, or if you have residents in your home that are of that nature, it is important that you get a flu shot.
I know there's still a lot of hesitancy on the efficacy of whether, I should go out and get this. A lot of people say, will it actually do any good? What's your advice on that?
Well, the flu shot has been around for about 50 years with different variants. The one that we are giving this year, the quadrivalent, it has been around since 2010, has proven to be safe and effective. But again, if you're concerned about any vaccine, we always encourage you to talk to your doctor.
And of course, we never know exactly what strains are going to come at us this season. But I do know that a lot of times the hope is that it will cover whatever comes our way.
Right. Each year, the vaccine that we get looks at either the most prevalent 3 or 4 strains that we have in a season. And so this year we are looking at 4 predominant strains, and that's the same vaccine that we've given for many years. So we just want people to realize that, again, follow those safety measures we put into place during COVID. They do protect you against the flu. And most importantly, if you're sick, stay home.
Yeah, that definitely is the good advice. We hope people will do that, but not everyone does. So talk about that. What are health experts saying when it comes to what they're believing our flu season will be like? Sometimes they'll give some projections just based on information that they're following. What are you hearing in that regard?
We're not hearing anything just yet at the health department. I'm sure they're looking at those things already nationwide. Again, that's why we have the 4 strains that were being covered in our vaccine this season. But it's hard to tell. A lot of it depends upon what people do to keep themselves protected. And we also look at the number of vaccinations. But unfortunately, we won't know until probably early next summer how effective things were, what we saw in terms of the flu cases in our region. But what we do know, again, is the vaccine that we're giving this year is the one we've given for a while. It does work. It keeps people safe. And the whole point of getting vaccinated is to keep hospitalization rates down. People do die still from the flu. So, it's important to get vaccinated and protect yourself and your family.
And of course, everybody always thinks about cost as well. I know a lot of places, their insurance will cover that. Talk about that aspect. Say someone doesn't have insurance. Can they go to their local health department and get that for either free or a low cost?
Well, again, like you said, you're right. That does depend upon their insurance company. The health department generally doesn't have anything in play to cover those costs other than through your health insurance. We will work with you as best as we can. But fortunately, most insurance companies do cover the cost of the flu because they see it as preventative care, which does cut down costs and hospitalization rates, going to the doctor, flu treatments, and so on. So talk again with your insurance company. I always go back to that, as well as talk with your doctor to find out what's best for you.
Relatively inexpensive, though, if you did have to pay out of pocket, right?
Right. Out of pocket with us, if you're getting a high-dose vaccine, which is for anyone over the age of 65, is right at about $100. Anything under that's around $50, so it's still very manageable. We don't want to turn anyone away because they can't afford to get vaccinated. We'll work with you as best we can.
All right, Shawnna, thanks so much for the information. We'll take a break. We'll be back here in just a few.